99.5%. I ain't 100%. I got some sinus problems over here, nose claustrophobic. I got a little banging, ringing in my head. I done ate. I'll stop by. Where did I stop by? What's one of them expensive grocery stores? Randall's. One of them stores. Look, I stopped by one of them stores and I went by the old deli. I got over there.
Hello, everybody. This is The Real Conversation with Twist of Humor. Country Boy will be coming to you in this moment. He talking to his TikTok folks right now.
I'm talking to everybody. Look, you had the music going. I said, what in the world?
I was scrolling. Facebook is telling me again about my video containing somebody else's content.
Oh, all you gotta do is just accept it.
I did.
I don't even care. I'm at the point I don't even care. Whatever. I don't even care.
Yeah, I just on it. It says like, do you want to monetize, share the monetization? Okay.
I don't.
But care. I know what it is. Like when you put something on, is it TikTok, and you take that music and you save it. That's the music they be talking about.
If they talk about all of it, they do what they want to do. Look. First and foremost, if I'm able to get it, why without? Anyway. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's me. It's your favorite country boy, the Louisiana country boy, along with my co-host, the Little Diva.
Yeah.
It's time. It is time. Do you know what time it is? Check the clock. Clockwork band. It is time for the real conversation with a twist of humor. And we're about to bring it to you on this first episode of the month of July. And Little Diva's over there looking fabulous, just getting back off her vacation. Old country boys over here looking tired. Ain't been on vacation. But look at here, we ready to do this thing. Miss Julie, thank you so very much for tuning in. It is good to see you once more. Again, thank you each and every one of you for tuning in. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Thank all of you for taking the time out to spend a few moments with us as we discuss the real conversation. Go ahead, Little Diva, because I want to do something before you get started. But go ahead.
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Okay, well, I get started.
I don't really have anything. I have a few little topics, but nothing major.
Well, before we get started into the topics that we may have tonight, or that y'all may throw out there on the comments, throw a comment. Throw a topic. We don't care. It's Monday. It's free fall. It's free for all Monday. That's what I'm gonna call it. Free for all Monday. Free for all Mondays. You throw it out there.
First Friday, free for all. First Monday, free for all.
Oh, you know what we can play? Look, with everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening, we're going to play a game. We're going to play the game. It's called Truth or Dare. We will play Truth or Dare. The Little Diva and I will play Truth or Dare. If y'all got a question y'all want to throw at us, Truth or Dare. We'll play it tonight. I'm ready. I ain't going to play for long, but I'll play with y'all. But before we get started, as always, Country Boy needs to do this most definitely now. Not most definitely, not always, but just to reiterate this, I would like to take a moment and just tip the old hat off, bow the head down with everything that's going on in this world, with everything that's going on in our state, with everything that's going on in our cities, with everything that's going on in our homes, with everything that's going on in each and every one of our lives. I want to take this moment just to say thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Father God, I ask for wisdom, strength, and understanding to all of those who may be going through something, who may be facing something. I ask that you give them strength, wisdom, and understanding. Father God, I know that you are the protector. I know that you are the provider. Father God, you are the all in all. It says, you told that old fella Moses, you said, hey, he said, hey, when they say who sent me, tell them I am. Father God, and that's who you are. I am. Anything you want to put after that, that is him. I am. I am. Father God, I thank you for being I am. The I am. Capital THE, I am. And I thank you. I thank you for your grace. I thank you for your mercy, Father God. I ask for you to watch over our state, watch over our cities, watch over our towns, watch over our communities, watch over our houses, watch over our family, watch over our children. Father God, I pray for the ones who were part of this tremendous flood that just happened. I pray for all those children. I pray for their families. I pray for wisdom, strength, and understanding for them. Wisdom, strength, and understanding for each and every one of us, each and every one of them. Father God, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you, not for what you've done, but for who you are. I ask these prayers in your son Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. That was something I was going to mention today about, the floods and stuff like that. It was so sad to see all those innocent babies over, it's going to we know that there's going to be tragedy in certain things, when there's a flood, everything. But what hurts me, and I won't go deep into detail about it, but when there was something that could have been done about it, some things that could have been, that we've had in place since I've been old enough to know about it, that have been removed, because people can look at a title of a position and say, oh, what is that for? We don't need that position. Just by them just looking at the position, not looking at what that person does, so I'm gonna just say, so when Doge was going through Xing people out, saying we don't need this, what's this for? They didn't care. Let's start there. But they didn't really go in and read and find out what people did. I've been on jobs when they're gonna reorg. They do this thing where they send out because Doge moved really fast, so they didn't really do a lot of digging. But I was on a job at Lone Star. Matter of fact, every so often they would send out, I don't know if it was electronic, it was on paper, whatever it was. I think it used to be on paper. Then when we got into technology, it moved to electronic. But we used to have to write what we did in our job, because everything that's in that title, everything that's in that job description, we do much more than that.
Right.
Because it just happens. It just happens. You start off being the clerk typist. That was me. But I took on so many other responsibilities. I started doing payroll, and that wasn't something that was really on that list at the time. So anyway, they take the time to send that out. You put down everything you do on that job, whether you just did it one day or all year. You put that on that paper, right? And they took that. That's how they decided if we needed it, or they didn't just take it away. They might come take that title, but they combine that job with something else. You see what I'm saying? They didn't just take it off. They may just say, well, this is a job for just a whole position. And I'm saying that to say that as fast as they was letting people go and out, we don't need this, we don't need that, we just wasting money. They didn't do due diligence in finding out what these positions were. Make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's very hard. When I heard, I can't think of it now, but the title of this position, that is the person that gets the message about the weather in the middle of the night, he ain't there no more. That was a position they could. And I'm not gonna lie, if I would have heard of that name of that position, because I just can't remember what it was, I would have been like, what the hell is that? So I understand. But you still have to do your due diligence and find out what that position serves. What, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that part pisses me off, that there were, and I'm not saying you can save everybody. All I'm saying is that there would have been this particular position there to get the word out, because people in the middle of the night, they don't have no way to know unless you say, boop, boop, boop,
Right.
And that bothers me. If I was a parent, well, anyway. Hey, Miss Julie, I missed you last week. I was asking about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's and there's so many tragedies that are going on. I think that, and not just going to stay on that, but again, it's that thing, if we can't really see, and it goes back to something I think that we've talked about. That thing is, time waits on no one. Mm-hmm. You never know. You never know. You never know when it is your time. You never know when it is your brother's time. You never know when it's your mother's time. You never know when it's your friend's time. While we spending time and we think that, I got time to get it right, or I got time to apologize, I got time to make up, you and I know about these things personally. I got time to fix it.
Yeah.
In the blinking of an eye. In the blinking of an eye. So that's why, for me, I think it is so crucial to love people. It is so crucial to make sure that forgiveness is in our heart. And once more, again, I think I don't want nobody to get this twisted when I say this. Forgiveness ain't for them, y'all. Forgiveness ain't for the other person, y'all. Forgiveness ain't for the person that did something to you. So, I forgive them, so they think they got away with it. Forgiveness, if we get that, if we could mold that thing in our head and understand, forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for us. Because we are the ones that are holding on to that thing and unable to let go of that thing. Many people.
Well, in this case, I mean, I get all that, and we talk about that all the time. So it's so true that people don't understand that. I actually remember way back in the day when I was a part of the involved. Let me say, somebody said something the other day. They used the word active. When I was active, because I still say I'm a part of the dance committee, but when I was active, I remember I used to send out these blasts every week, and in the blast, I would always say like something like. Remember, God, it was something like, remember, this could be the last time that you said something to somebody. What were those words? Something to that effect. But what it was about was, remember, if you said something mean or ugly to somebody, what if that's your last time saying something to them? You know,
right.
You would. Now, some people wouldn't, and I had to learn that too recently, that some people would be okay with that because they feel like their last word was their last word, and that's what they meant, and da-da-da-da-da. But for me, like I talk about all the time, let's just say Tito. You know, when we had that little tiff, again, we've had him before because he was like an uncle that was trying to tell his little girl what to do, his little niece what to do. And so we weren't speaking, but we always, it always flew by. But that time, it didn't. But also, I kind of want to focus, not focus, but I was trying to emphasize about those babies, those were a lot of babies. And then some of them are still, they showed the little cabins they were in with their little comforters, their little sleeping bags. It's like you send your baby off, even like how these shootings are, you send your baby to school and they don't come back.
Right.
I sent my baby to camp. She did not come back. And she was swept away in water, not knowing what was going on to her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Even as an adult, you can imagine how that feels. And I know when you wake up, you know what's going on. But for a baby, not to be with her parents or her loved ones, and it was a girls' camp, so I can keep saying she. And again, there were some things that maybe not the deaths of people, but maybe so many deaths. Some people could have been warned, especially at a camp, because the camp is always into the radio listening for things. But those warnings that get on our damn nerves, they would have taken heed to those, and they would have got out of there in time. So I just, what's his name came on TikTok today, Ricky Smiley. He said, I don't mean to scare nobody, which when he said that, I knew he was gonna scare somebody, me. He came on and said that right now it is crazy right now. We don't know what's happening. Things are going cuckoo. People are being ripped from their families' arms, and masked men are which I still ain't figured out why the Iceman got to wear a mask. I ain't figured that out yet. Why they got to wear a mask to take you with? I don't know why they got to wear a mask. But anyway, you got these masked men that's supposed to be ICE. Well, I guess they are ICE. I'm sorry. They're ICE. And they're taking people are going to their appointments to do the right thing, to, become citizens. They're doing the right thing. So you go to your appointment doing what you're supposed to do, and they handcuff you and take you away. You heard about the boxer that ICE got? He a famous boxer. I can't think of his name right now. I have to look it up. But they got him this weekend. And he's a boxer here in the United States. But he has some warrants for some stuff he's done. So, I mean, that's one thing. But the ones that haven't done anything, because they were supposed to get the ones that have done something. They getting the ones They ain't did shit. That drives me crazy. But we just got to keep praying. I love that you've decided that you have been starting out with prayer. I love that you kind of know when it's time for that, and I really appreciate that part of it, because we all need that, and we all need to be supportive of one another. Which brings me to this. I don't mean to be talking too much, but I was thinking today. Remember I told you when I went on the Cupid cruise, one of the things that I saw that they had that was a positive, very positive to me, was their retention.
Yes.
Their ability to keep people coming back and back and back and back and back. So Chapman and Chi-Town Band was supposed to play at Prime 44 yesterday. And this is going to tie in a minute. Prime 44 yesterday. And then there was another event. But anyway, so they want to move them to Friday because not many people came on Sunday. But people were planning to go this Sunday. And what was the other thing I said? And I'm saying this to say this. Let me fix it. When you know people are having something, sometimes I know we all plan to go later or next week or next week. Sometimes there's not a next week. And if you're going to support people, and again, disclaimer, I know everybody can't make everything, but we've got to try to support them, especially the first one. You know what I mean? The first one is a big deal. Like, even the festival had people really not showed up, and that was the first one. That means a lot, because that determines if, one, I get to have it again, or with Chapman Chi-Town Band, if they decide, okay, y'all didn't get nobody on Sunday, so we need to move you to a different, you know what I mean? Those, sometimes that makes or breaks something for someone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not trying to say like I'm blaming somebody, but I was thinking this morning about, like, with Cupid's cruise, it's gone on. Somebody posted today because he's trying to come up with his date, and someone in his group chat said, y'all know this is gonna be 8 years straight. And they not lying, because when I was on that cruise, that is all I kept hearing. And they were like, and people on there said, well, when is the next one so we can get our dates, so we can take our time off. So I've been thinking a lot about, and I think I told you this, I've been thinking a lot about retention. And I think we all need to think about that when there are events like this, people put a lot into it to make you enjoy it, to make you have fun, right? In anticipation that, one, yes, you have a great, amazing time, but that you also come back. That's why, again, I do not like CC's Pizza at all, but I go back because of the customer service. It makes me go back and spend my money. So we try to provide customer service or good entertainment or whatever someone may offer so that you can want to come back, you know?
Yeah. And
so it makes you wonder, and this is me wondering today, and this is not a gripe session, I'm just, in my mind, just was thinking and just reflecting over different things today. And when I saw Cupid's post, well, the people responding back to Cupid's thing saying, hey, we're working on a date, we're going to announce the date on the 15th. And everybody was like, oh my God, tell me when, I got to go ahead and take my days off. And it just made me start thinking, like, what is it that you need to say this is something that you believe in? I mean, because you say you believe in it, you say you liked it. Chapman Chi-Town Band, you love Chapman Chi-Town, you love Nisha Cortez, you love Eric Cortez. What is it that we need to do to make a regular thing out of it, to make it recurring, to make it something that you say, hey, this is one of my vacations every year? Does that make sense? So that's what I think about. And I don't know. And again, you can't, well, yes, I can. I was gonna say I can't blame, but even when I was dealing with Zydeco stuff, I used to say sometimes there are bands that, and I'm gonna use these terms, y'all, but don't take them as like I'm saying them, but I don't have no other way to describe it. So there are bands that are like 5 or 6 bands that the whole world gonna go see, right? But then there are these other bands who are just as good, but many people don't see them because they stay at the bigger band, so they'll never get there because nobody wants to go see them. So I used to think about that too. What could you do, or I do? What could somebody do to get people to understand these people are really good? And I'm not using names because I just don't want to do that. But there are like a couple, like 3 bands that are like my favorites that are not the top 5. But you go to their events, and I think you've been to some events that were like that. Like, they do the same advertising which these people don't really have to advertise much. But even if I was planning to go to this person's event, right, and everybody might have been planning to go, then somebody, one of those top 5 or top 6, they're gonna plan something, not on purpose, but somebody ends up booking them. So then these people lose out. And so then the owner says, or the manager says, we can't use it. Y'all don't have a following. Y'all don't have nobody. And that's just the name of the game, to be honest with you. I try to explain that.
I think that that's a simple, I'm not even ending it. I think it's with anything. The simple thing for me is that's when people support each other. That's when you go to see a Will Smith movie. And Denzel is there.
Yes, I get that. Definitely.
That's when that's when you go to see when you go to see whoever your favorite artist is in concert, and then there's another artist that's there supporting them. That's how that works.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
It doesn't if once more again, I think too many people have got into and it's just me on the outside looking in. Too many people have got into the competitive thing.
Yeah.
Too many people think it's all about competition. Let me get. Then I ask the question, well, how much do you want?
And when are you going to give back?
Right. If you want it all and you're there and you're this major star in whatever it may be, movie, film, music industry, but you're not supporting. Okay, let me think. Gene Hackman. Okay, Gene Hackman. I think he's passed away now. But if Gene Hackman had just said that I'm just gonna hold this and I'm never gonna support anybody, eventually Gene Hackman's gonna get older. And he's not going to be able to put on the same show that he did 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
So if you're not helping somebody and supporting somebody, see, everybody's going to listen. You're not going to lose your spot, but you will lose your place.
That.
You never will lose your spot. Your spot. Michael Jackson will never lose his spot, but his place has been taken over by somebody else. His spot is still there. Nobody forgets who he is.
Nobody forgets.
They also remember, okay, well, they helped this one along. They were there supporting this one. They were in the audience applauding for them as well. That's the way. And
you know what's funny? I don't mean to cut you off, but you know what's funny about what you said there? Some of those bands that I'm talking about that a lot of people may not go see, now they go support those bigger bands. That's interesting, isn't it? That they will go support and they will go, but you don't see the opposite happening. I've arrived, and I'm talking. And what I do like though is I think about our media. I'm sure there's some out there that don't support each other, us, whoever. But I've met them through you. I've met some on my own, but we've met some amazing people in media, in our media circles, who do support each other. Look at your birthday party. I would like to see more of that, but in the music side of things. Remember on the cruise, we won't mention any names, but we had a band that didn't want to play behind another musician.
Right.
Like in my mind was, okay, so you thought he was gonna make y'all shame. That's what I thought. So, but those kinds of things are the things that make me say, wow, are you that scared of this person?
Right.
But that would have been supporting him to say, yes, we know he was gonna come on without music at first. But he decided, hey, I want to do the damn thing and show people what I do.
Right.
What was that going to do for you?
Right. I mean, how many times have I've seen it? I've seen it where there have been like on TV or something where you go to a concert and then somebody is there at the concert and then that person says, hey, and they come up on stage to support them or to sing a song. That's what it's about. It is about supporting one another. It is never about, there is no this ugly thing that we have created, this ugliness of competition and fighting to or what do they call it? What's the new word now? Gatekeep. I don't even know what that means because I ain't trying to keep a gate. But this thing about gatekeeping and not allowing anybody the information or not allowing anybody to step up to succeed because you think once more again they're going to take your spot. Listen, people, nobody can take your spot. Your spot is yours. That is yours. You have worked hard and you have secured that. That's it. But once more again, are you helping others to come along?
And
The
that's what you're
thing
supposed
is a true to me, a true leader is not one who keeps everything. A true leader is one who develops others and to help others. A true leader. This is what I learned about being a boss. This is me about bossing. The one thing I learned about being a boss was this. I wanted to, and it took me the longest time, I wanted to train somebody to take my place.
And I learned that's what leadership is.
I want to train somebody to take, I want you to know everything I know, because I don't plan on being here. I don't plan on holding a microphone my whole life till I'm 100 years old and you got to roll me out on stage in a wheelchair and I'm still trying to sing and my hands shaking, or I'm still trying to act with, and get up in front of a camera when I can't even stand up and I'm jittery and shit. No, I want to be able to show somebody everything that I've been taught, every little thing, not because I'm afraid that they're going to take my place, or now I'm afraid that they're going to take my spot. Yes, please, I want you to take this place that I'm in. What do they call that thing? They used to call it passing the torch. But now people trying to keep the torch to the house burned down.
They do.
They want to keep it. They don't. I'm not trying to pass. I ain't old enough to pass the torch. It's not about being old enough to pass the torch. That's not what it's about. You're passing it because you know that, okay, you have reached. Let me tell you something. You have reached the people you're going to reach. Mm-hmm. You have reached your maximum of the people you're going to reach. How can you reach more people? By including other people. Because now you're going to reach the people that they reach. You're giving them an opportunity, but you're still keeping yourself relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you keep on doing what you're doing, people are going to get tired of hearing you. People are going to get tired of seeing you. And people, they're going to be like, oh, well, that's just.
Yeah.
I mean, how many concerts you going to give?
Mm-hmm.
How many venues you gonna play at? You done played at all of them.
And I even let's just say something I saw, and I don't even know why I was surprised, because these are two amazing women, talented women who have no, they don't have no big old egos or anything, and they know their talent, and they are secure. That's the word I'm looking for, secure in their talent. When I saw Yvette Busby and Paula Adams throw down together that day at the first annual live R&B extravaganza, I couldn't have picked a better. I couldn't have planned that myself. And right. These women, it was Paula's turn on the stage. But what did she do? Come on, Yvette, my sister. Let's do this together. And she would do her little rip. She would throw back. And that's what I saw. Two women together showcasing each other's talent. You know what I mean? Right. It wasn't no animosity. It wasn't no, I ain't letting her come on my stage because she might, it wasn't none of that. And I actually put that, when I put in my thank you note to everybody, I said that, like, man, on that note, let me just throw this in there. I am planning a collaboration with a venue to have a women's what do you call it? Show. Like your Paula, Yvette, and a couple other singers on Nisha, all on one stage in December. Oh, Althea Renee's birthday. She's a flutist. After her birthday is in December. That's why I'm choosing December. But I'm working on that. An amazing club owner that I met a while back. His name is Kevin, and he owns, I hate saying his name, The Town. I do not like that name. I've told them so I can say it out loud. I don't like that name. It's called The Town. But anyway, he lives in California, but he has that club here. Have someone running the club, friend of mine, Mo. But he allowed me to, another thing, when we talk about not being worried and being secure in what you bring to the table, this club owner really didn't know me that much from Adam. She introduced me to him. I gave him a little bit of advice about some bands and stuff like that. But I asked him, could I advertise my festival in there? Without a doubt, whatever you need, bring. He had a big old poster of my thing in his club of this place around on the other side of town, and he let me leave flyers. Let me come in and announce it because he's securing what he got. Club owners and clubs and venues that I've known a million years and done a lot of things for free would not allow that. But he allowed me. But anyway, that's what made me reach out to him and say, hey, you want to collaborate with me on this thing? I don't have that kind of money. But so I need somebody with some money to come in with me. But anyway, so I just wanted to throw that out there when I was talking about Yvette and that it really did something. Of course, I was like, yes, this was good. The music was great. But also if you sat and you thought deeper than the music, you saw these two women that were showcasing each other's talent, and right. It wasn't, as you say, they weren't competing with each other at all. It was like, girl, come on, give it to us. And then the other one, come on, give it to you got more. Let's go back to back. It was great. I couldn't have planned that better myself. And it just happened, And
all of it, when and I just sit and I think about those things, it is your fans. It is the people that support you that win. A lot of times people think that they're winning. I tell you, you don't win without the people that support you. You don't win without your fans that come to see you. You don't win without them. Do you know how many talented people that nobody support are out here? I'm talking about have amazing talent, but nobody supports them.
Yep.
So just think of it. If that's how I look at it. If you're not giving to them, if you're not pouring in your talent and you're just savoring it for, so you can get to Madison Square Garden, until you can get to, if that's what you're saving it for, man, that's really, really, really disappointing. That's really disappointing because you have the talent, you have the people that want to support you, and you want to give back to them because they've been the ones that have been supporting. And stop looking down upon upcoming talent. And I say that because remember, at one point you were an upcoming something. You were an upcoming actress. You were an upcoming writer. You were an upcoming producer. You were an upcoming something. And somebody offered you some guidance. Somebody offered you some assistance. You didn't just, I don't know why people think I got here.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, we think about fans. We think about people who supported, who was always at maybe your stuff. Some people that you think about Miss Julie. Miss Julie, you always shout out Miss Julie. Not that she needs a shout out, but you do it because you appreciate her and her support. You know what I mean? You would, if there was anything you had, you'd probably say, Miss Julie, you coming free. Not that everybody want nothing free. I'm not saying that, but it would be deserving of her for her to be honored and come to your event. And you don't charge her because of the support she's giving, because that's more than money, country boy.
Yes.
For the support to get out there. And I will tell you, and this personally, that which I had to learn to really fast this year. You have to learn that sometimes you have to what am I trying to say? I lost my train of thought. Anyway, Miss Julie, I'll go back to that. That made me remember. Miss Julie is an amazing fan. She's on here regularly unless there's truly something wrong, which is why when she don't come on here, I'll be like, well, Miss Julie, but where's Miss Julie? Because she is someone that we expect her to be there to support. You know what I mean? And that is something I think some, not all, celebrities, whether they're local, national, whatever, I don't think they understand or appreciate the fact that they have people that support them. What do we say at the end of the show? Unconditionally.
Yeah.
And almost treat you like family, and you don't underestimate.
And that's sometimes we underestimate, or sometimes we get comfortable with it and we don't. That's a lot of the reason, a lot of it. I got feedback. I got feedback from when I'd be off of here and I would go on TikTok afterwards, and people come be like, oh, I came by you live, but you weren't paying me no mind. And you didn't but I didn't take that in a negative.
Right.
And like I told executive producer, she was having some problems with some stuff the other day. She had made this design and she was trying to get it to stick on the wall and it would not stick. And she got upset and then she climbed into bed and she put her head down. I said, why you have your head down? She said, because it won't work. I said, that's the problem. What's the solution? What's the solution? We know it ain't working. We know that ain't working. So why are you mad at it because it ain't working? Figure out the solution to make it work.
Absolutely.
And that's why, for me, when I come on and I go on early and I come on early and I stand over here on TikTok and I stand over here on Instagram for a few minutes before we start so it can get the behind the scenes so I can go one-on-one because I can't focus on these other two cameras because this one is the larger one that's right in front of me. I can't focus on them. I try to glance over here, but I have I know, once more again, this platform and any other platform you see me on, we appreciate the people that come by. We respect the fact, let me tell you something, I respect your time. If don't nobody else respect your time, I respect the fact that what you have done is taken out a moment of something you could never get back. That's time. You have taken out a moment of something, the most precious thing you have, your time. You're taking it out to give to us. Man, I'm not going to disrespect your time. And I'm not going to act like your time ain't worth nothing. Man, your time that you have given us is priceless. And I'm grateful.
Yes.
And a lot
of people even when you think about the time, think about if you're somewhere and people have to pay to see you.
Yeah.
And they pay their hard-earned coins to come out to support you.
That's why, girl, let me tell you. Ooh, that's why that's why I don't really do sporting events and all that stuff and get into all of that, because that's me. I'm looking at these folks. You paid all this money and they don't know you from Adam, and a lot of them will ignore. Man, please. If I'm telling you right now, this just me, y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Let me pay $500. See Beyonce and she don't wave at me. Boy, look at him. I'm telling you. Oh, she gonna know I'm now because they gonna escort me up out of there. They gonna be like, we gonna put this, sir, Beyonce. Sir.
But I have to make a note about when she does do acknowledgement. It's a guy. He thinks he's married to her, and she saw him at one of the shows, and she calls him out. And matter of fact, she gave him something because she knew she was gonna see him at one of these concerts. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I just think you pay for what you want. That's not something.
I'm just saying, and that's you know, and
I paid that for Frankie Beverly.
I mean, I understand that everybody can't. You can't get to everybody, but you can somehow, there's a way that you can let people know, I appreciate you. I appreciate you spending your hard-earned money for a ticket. Thank you. Thank you for coming, because I wouldn't be where, I don't know why people think, look, let me tell you, all these movie stars, they're movie stars because you bought tickets to the movies, y'all. That's why they're movie stars, if y'all didn't know that. All these people, these great record singers, they are only great because you bought the albums, you bought the CDs back when, or whatever they do now, because you did that.
I think we telling the wrong damn people. You know who I think need to know that, hear that? The ones that don't, because we know that. Their asses don't know. Their asses don't realize the work. I mean, especially if somebody is, you know, I mean, and there's a lot of people doing. I'm just not saying me. I'm just talking about some of your fans' peers. They go out there and they passing your flyers around. They telling people about you and all that, and you just act like that wasn't nothing. You know, you've got to remember. You just got to remember the people. So, and I'm joking, but I'm for real. It ain't the fans that don't know. It's them that you've got to stop underestimating your fans, your followers, your supporters. That's on, for me, that's on them. And I learned that, it was last March. I learned that last January through March 2020, 2024, that One, my free services are not appreciated, so there won't be no more free. I would never be advertising nobody like that unless they're on one of my shows for free ever again, since it don't mean anything. But the thing about it is, you bring a product, and I actually have. It's so funny what I have on my paper. I have one of them is reinvent, and I wasn't even looking at that. As we're talking, it makes me say this about reinventing themselves too, but they don't. Reinventing yourself. It's okay to reinvent yourself. Just like with executive producer, she had to think what she could do differently to have success in getting her paper done.
Yes.
Paper stuff up. Me, some people don't realize Madonna, the queen of reinvention. Okay, reinvent all day. Like she will reinvent. I was gonna say Kim Kardashian, but I don't think she really be reinvent. But Madonna, and that's when I actually thought about her when I made the decision each time to say, okay, let me switch this around. Like the R&B extravaganza. I used to have a So You Want to Dance gala. I just instead of recreating the wheel, I just changed it, made a change and reinvented what I had, but just changed what it was from a gala to music. That wasn't a good example, but you know what I'm saying. I've changed my logo before, even though it's just so hard for me to let go of my old logos. I still need to use them. Right. I won't ever be able to let go of my old logos because they've all been great. But I've tweaked and moved around every year. Like next year's my anniversary, so you know you have a date to interview me next month. So reinventing yourself. Another reason to reinvent is, let's just say you are a trombonist. We'll use that. Trombones, and you're really good. Everybody loves you. You the shit, right? You doing it. But you got to understand that there are people coming to get that spot, not necessarily competing with you, but they see you and like, okay, that's the goal. My goal is to get to be like this. So you got to keep moving. You got to keep reinventing, but you also got to remember those people who have supported you and have done all that, because they'll keep doing that. Otherwise, what they're going to do? Oh, they too big for me now, so let me go get somebody else and help and support them and get them to that spot. But someone, you'll do things differently this time by saying, let me read about this person, let me see who this person is to make sure that they're going to be. People don't like that word loyal, but I believe in loyalty. I just do. I think it's a thing. Right. Being loyal to people who have assisted you in your past. I know that J. Paul, prime example. If I'm not quoting this right, saying this right, somebody can correct me, whatever. But one of the reasons, Mr. A's, that's one of the first places he played. So he continues to play there. And of course, he can't charge Mr. A's what he charged everybody else, but he's always made a point to continue to play there when it was asked in those years, because he remembered that when he didn't have a place to play, who gave him a chance to, you know what I'm saying? Right. That is what people, musicians, actors, actresses, media people, because we tried to find places to let us come there and interview. We will remember the people that welcomed us in and say, hey, you can use my place anytime. Miss is it CJ at Reds? Mm-hmm. She has offered a place for us to do interviews and stuff that. Like, you'll remember that. And you'll always be the people that were on the lineup for the extravaganza. I sent them some, hey, this is the first one. But I promise you, if you work through this with me, I got you on the ones after this. I'm not going to just, move on and kick you to the curb afterwards. So showing loyalty to people, all of that's with these entertainment, media, all that, it's just that support, loyalty, all that stuff can help you go a long way if you appreciate
I totally agree. I totally agree. And you have to be appreciative. You have to be humble. And that word again, that gatekeeping these things. And
oh gosh,
it's just so foreign to me. I mean, that's just me, and maybe it's where I am and how I've came up. It's just so foreign to me to try to hold something and not allow somebody the opportunity. Maybe I'm not supposed to be at the tops. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to be, but just because I'm not supposed to be there, that means I prevent anybody else from getting there. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Maybe I'm not supposed to speak to billions of people. Okay, so I'm not supposed to. Okay, every teacher, every one of us has had a teacher. Every one of us has had a teacher. Do you know that Einstein had a teacher? Do you know that Barack Obama had a teacher? That teacher didn't become president, but he did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if she'd have said, boy, I ain't going to teach you nothing. I ain't going to show you nothing. Because I want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to show you because I want to be the head.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that works. That's not how it's supposed to work. In my mind, that's not how it works in my mind. I don't know how anything works in anybody else's mind.
Right,
in my mind over here, that's how it works in my mind. Is that's you show, you help, you encourage, you uplift.
Okay. Because the blessings come back to you.
You know, so what? They go on to be, man, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
But you just can't forget. Do you know how many amazing, even Beyonce, how many amazing celebrities come back and tell you about the teacher that made the most impact on them?
Yes.
They don't have a problem with saying Miss So-and-so dance teacher was the one who saw that I had some talent and encouraged me and inputted me, and I wouldn't be here today. Yeah, I know I had my daddy, my mom, all them people, but this one teacher saw what I had and put me out there and told my parents, there's something about this kid that's special.
Yes. Yes.
So they remember that. So
exactly.
And that's something that I appreciate, that people remember. You know, somebody may say, and I even say it, I'm just to be honest. What they say, what the Alcoholics Anonymous people say, the first step is to admit you have a problem.
That's it.
So for me, my problem is that I don't always need to start at the top of my paper. But I do expect a little loyalty. I just do. And that might be bad in this business, but I don't want no money. But I do want you to remember. You don't have to tell the whole world, but I want you to treat me with respect and realize that, and not just me, let's take me out of it. Anybody, country boy, whoever supports you or have supported you when you may not have been as popular, you should remember that. It's just the right thing to do.
Well, you know, and I agree, and mine's a little bit more. You don't even have to remember me, but pay it forward. Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. Okay, yeah, I agree.
It doesn't even have to, because I don't look for this to come back to me. Well, please pay it forward. That's how. Please remember. You know, that's that. Remember how you see those people going through the drive-through lines, and somebody takes care of somebody.
Yeah,
take care of the person behind.
Yeah, I do that. That I do on a regular basis.
You know, and it's just that is not expecting anything in return.
But that's why I said, country boy, I have a problem. I used to have a problem. Because I don't know, but I have an expectation. If I do good for you, you do good for me. You know, that's what I expect. I expect, let's just say my graphic art person, we switch out specialties, right? So he do a lot of my flyers for me, but I got to give it up to my nice graphics. They do a lot of printing for me. But Andre Seville does a lot of my stuff and way more than I did. But then I give him services that he needs services from me. You know, we exchange dollar bills sometimes, but oftentimes it's because we have a mutual respect for what we do, each other does. Sometimes he just does it because he's saying, I think you're doing a good job, or I believe in what you do, so I'm going to do these things for you, right? Without asking for anything. But you know what I do? When somebody else comes out to say, well, I can do your flyers, you know what I say? Oh, I'm so sorry, I have somebody.
Right.
My shoe man, the shoe guy is called, I can't remember what they call, Mighty Fine Shoes Repair. Been here in Acres Homes for 1,000,000 years. Before I even moved over here, I was using Mighty Fine. When I was really, really skinny, my boots wouldn't fit on my leg. He would sew my boots up for me. Do you know who I still use for my boots, for my shoes? mighty fine, because I believe in being loyal to people that have been good to you. And I mean, it's a business, but I'm just saying he's never done anything bad, so why should I go put my money in somebody else? And he's been doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? I even said that to my mom. Well, why did you go over there to the shoot? But we use so and so. Oh, I want to drive. And guess what? Her stuff came out bad. But I'm just throwing that out there. I said, see, you don't change when you stay with what you know. And that's probably old-fashioned of me, I guess. But it's what I believe in. I believe in that. Nice graphics. He went up on his prices and significantly, but he had to because of the economy and everything. But do you think that made me run somewhere else? No, because he's doing a great job. I just have to give him more money. And over the years, things do go up. But also his prices are a fair price. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is I just think that that's what's missing out of when it's trying to be supportive, to be all of that stuff. I was gonna say something about accountability. I wrote that down. Accountability. What was accountability? Something happened to me this weekend, and I've several things have happened to me over the last month, but specifically this weekend. Let me see how I can say this. And we're not talking about anybody in particular, but that's when it came to my mind this weekend. That when you have a true friend and you see that they're doing things that may not be right, or they're talking to somebody in a way that not quite right, and you don't say that, you may say something about that person behind closed doors to the person that's being treated unfairly, I guess. That bothers me. Because I think you should tell the person, because that's your friend, hey, I think you're being quite harsh to this person. I don't know if you mean to, but I just want to say I recognize it. So maybe lighten up a little bit. Does that make sense? And I'm saying that to say, because if that's your bestie or your really, really good friend, now I will say in my situation that was personal to me, that person did do that. That person did step up and say, hold on. But we've got to start making our friends, family, colleagues hold accountability for some of the things that they do. Because if no one ever tells that person's going to always think that what they're doing is right. You know what I mean? And then when someone finally tells them, it's going to be crazy, because everybody over here said, either they said nothing or they just agreed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where I'm going? And I saw it a little bit this week. I say it all the time, but it just came to a head this weekend that's where a lot of issues come when you finally decide to say the truth or speak up. It becomes really bad because other people are going to say, oh boy, you was right when you said whatever. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so it makes it harder. And now I'm at the age, and I just realized this, that if you talk to me crazy, you're going to get that back. It's not going to get me talking crazy, but I'm going to let you know that, hey, that's disrespectful. You can't say that to me. I ain't quite 60 yet, but this 60-year-old lady, I call her the Silver Diva. She told me that one time. She said something somewhere over 10 years ago. We were somewhere and she told somebody something. And I said, Silver Diva, if I'd have said that, they'd have been all over me. She said, girl, I'm 60 years old. I done paid my dues to say what I want to say. So I've been waiting till I get to 60 so I can say it. But now at this age, it's like, you know what? I'll accept whatever comes, but I'm going to speak up for myself. And I am going to, if you're someone I love, now usually somebody out there on the street, I don't really care. But if you're somebody I care and I love about, I'm going to speak the truth. And if you have a very good friend, they're going to tell you. And what I loved about it was I got to see it, because I used to always say that's never going to happen. But I got to see it this weekend. Someone loves somebody else so much and they're very, very close, but she was able to step outside of that to say, you ain't right. Nah, you want to fix that. And it made me happy to say there are people that do that. But do you have, even at work, I have people at work that people just be patting them on the back and, oh girl, right. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you can't possibly think she was right about that. Of course I don't say that because I don't know them like that. But have you ever seen that, to where people always think they're right because they surround themselves with people that's going to always say that they're right, pretty much?
Not really, because they just kind of ignore me. they shy away from me because I just
They shy away from you. You said.
yeah, because I'll be like, come on now, I'll be like anyway. I mean,
And that is true about you. That is true. Yeah, that is true. I know that from the very. I remember when I first shows, you talked about somebody saying something, and you'll be like, one thing you say is, "But what did you do?" Which I asked you that on certain occasions. But you also brought up the topic of when the person is just talking about you gonna say, "Now you tell me, no, was you all right? Did everything you did was right?" Something like that you would say. So I've heard you say that from my time I first met you.
Yeah, I'm not that. I mean, and I often have, and
Your kids,
huh?
Your kids, like you gotta get them straight. They're gonna be mad, but you wouldn't be that parent.
And that's the thing is even with that, I mean, it's a whole conversation. It's not. I mean, we have conversations. Me and the executive producer, we have conversations. About things, and even with people, when I had one of our conversations that we talked about the other day, this past weekend, and I won't be long, is you do know that there are people in this world who are just mean, has nothing to do with you. But there are people in this world who will say ugly things and do ugly things, but you have to not take it personal because it's not about you.
That's good.
Because
I thought you're doing that early with her.
Yeah, because I thought it was very important because I've seen some things. I see how I said, how somebody hurts your feelings, and I said, and understand. I want you to understand this: that I understand that your feelings are hurt, but understand it's not about you. Mm-hmm. They're not, because they don't know you. Mm-hmm. A stranger does not know you enough to be able to say something that's true about you because you don't even know me.
Yeah.
You're just making a judgment based on you, not on me. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. And I said, you have to be okay with knowing that people don't like you. They don't even know you.
Amen.
They don't even know you.
Or they don't like you because they do know you and they see the blessings that's pouring upon you.
Yeah. I mean, there's several different reasons. And the thing is, no matter what those reasons are, it has nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. Because there are a group of people. What is it? There are a group of people that like you because of who you are. There are a group of people that hate you and don't like you for who you are.
Who you are.
Mm-hmm. And you the same person.
It's a non-win situation.
Yeah. So you can't take it. You can't, mine is you can't take that stuff and internalize it and try to be like, oh, well, the people have found reasons to not, without even getting to know you, whether it's an opinion. And here's something else I heard. This is why I've never done this and been a part of this, is you go to your girlfriend or you go to your boyfriend, your homeboys, and you get to telling them about somebody that you're involved with, right? Uh-huh. You get to telling them all the stuff about what they done did and what they ain't did and how terrible they are. And they don't do this and he lazy and she lazy and she always this and she always that. But they've never met this person. Well, and she now they get to meet this person. What's their first opinion of that person?
Everything that you said that was bad, that was negative. Mm-hmm. Yep. That is the truth.
You are the one. Now you want them to like this person. And they like, why don't you like them? Duh.
And their mind is already set because you said some things.
Yes.
Which is why I'm learning that too. First of all, I don't really. In this particular situation, I have talked about this person, but I really don't tell everybody because you just don't want the extra issues. But I do realize that we do that. We do that. Unless you have a good friend like Country Boy that's gonna say, not Shrimp, and say whatever. Did that make sense what you did? Whatever, we had a situation recently and you said something. I don't remember what you said, whatever it was like, okay, that does sound silly. So and that's something else when we're talking about the accountability and having a really good friend that is not gonna just say things like, you was right. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, you was right. Instead, you wasn't there in this situation, but from what I told you, you was able to step back from the good things I've said. This is my assumption from what I have said about this person. You were able to step back and say, "Now, Trina, you was wrong, or that wasn't." I don't remember what you said, but it was something that effect where I knew. Oh, I guess I might have been wrong, right? So, and that's all
You
sometimes
can't.
people need is for you to say, "Trina, now back up." Do that make sense? You know?
And sometimes, and I'm not. For me, again, I can't speak for everybody else. I don't care what somebody says about somebody else. I don't care how you could feed me a whole bunch of stuff, because what I know is that's something that happened between you two. That may not be even, that person until I have to get to know that person. Now, yeah, I'm gonna hear you, okay, and then I'm gonna put it in a file. Okay, now if this person starts acting that way with me, I can pull out the file, go like, you living up to all of this now. But I'm not gonna just be automatically like, I don't like you. I just don't like you. But why?
But no reason.
I just don't like you.
Yes. Yeah. And I do, and a lot of us have to learn that too about, and I when people tell me about people, I do that. I put it in the back of my head because I don't want to judge somebody off of what somebody else says, especially if I haven't had that experience. But then when I see it start, and I don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna let anybody come talk about you to me in a bad way, and I don't say nothing. Right. But when people tell, just like in this industry, you're gonna hear about a whole bunch of people in this industry, but you have to take what you hear and put it back there just so you can stay aware. And then I tend to say something, oh, that haven't happened to me, or I haven't experienced that. Because if you don't say anything, in my opinion, it makes them like you're agreeing. So I was like, well, that haven't happened to me. But I keep it in the back of my head. So then when I start seeing those things happen, I'm like, oh, that's what they was talking about. Don't tell them, but I'm going to either back out or tread carefully or tread lightly. So no, I definitely agree with you on that. I file it in that file and just move on and don't think nothing else about it. But sure enough, if the person is really that person, it's gonna come out. Oh yeah, eventually.
Oh yeah, you can only wear it for so long, and then it eventually, yeah.
If it's that person, not something that person did, because that's a thing too that person may have reacted. So I saw that on Facebook several times a day. People get mad at you about how you reacted, but not what made you react that way. And that's
true. And here's what I say about that. I say it publicly. I say it at work. I tell them at work all the time. You know what I tell them? I wish I cared enough to care.
Yeah, I wish I had that personality. I think I would have done so much better in life. In the business that I do, had I, like what you're teaching your daughter now. My daddy taught me a lot, and it's so crazy because I was talking to my daughter this morning, who is in DC at the Beyonce concert, by the way. Her and both of my babies are there. But we were talking this morning, and what were we talking about? I was telling her I just been thinking about my daddy so much the last couple of days. And she said, me too, mama. And she told me some things that came up. She said, oh, my papa did blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. I said, all weekend I heard myself saying, one of the things that I said about where it was like, my daddy used to always tell me, birds of a feather, them friends. He had a thing about friends too, like you and them friends. And my car broke down. I had my second car, my Hyundai. My CV joints went out. And I'll never forget my dad. Oh, he fussed and he fussed and he fussed because I was at home. My car was down there, needed some CV joints, and my friends wasn't there. The friends that I take out every single weekend that be rolling with me, they was not there. So he came in and he had to let me know. Well, where your friends at tonight? They didn't come pick you up. That's what friends do for you. That's what friends do for you. I bet they out and about and they ain't offered you $5 on your CV joints.
Right.
And of course, you're feeling really, well, you're mad at your daddy, first of all, for saying all that. But then as you get older, you're like now in this age, I'm thinking back on those things saying, my daddy was right. He was big about that friend thing. Like, friends are just, he was big about that. That was something him and my mama didn't agree on with friends and stuff. But anyway, so that came up this weekend. Like, oh, my daddy always say this about friends. just little things came up. And so when Jasmine said that, I said, you know what it is? This was the weekend, July 2nd. She died on that Monday. June 30th was the day that we found out that he had cancer. And so I'm wondering if that's what has the, kind of have us both thinking about. And then I saw my sister post something. So it's just it's been coming up to a year or whatever.
Right.
But I do want to send a shout out to some people. You prayed already, but shout out to, of course, those people with the flood, missing those babies, and not only the babies that they can't find that passed away, the babies that are going to have to remember that this event.
Right.
It's definitely going to. It was traumatic. It's going to be very scary for them, and then knowing they were in there with their friends, their little friends and stuff, they're going to totally remember. There was one girl they said was an HISD student that passed away. So I want to just make sure that we think about those families and keep them in thoughts and prayers, but also the Lowry family, the Lowry Purdy family, which is Dietrich's family, lift them up because, it has been a year. This would be the week of, the funeral and stuff. And so this is the first year, and the first year I've heard is always the hardest, the toughest. They did have a very nice balloon release for her the other day for her birthday. It was very, very nice. Very nice. One of my uncles prayed, and I wish you had an uncle sing. But anyway, so I know it's tough for them. So I just want to make sure that we pray for them, and then pray for my family, because we're about to have our, the tough times. So keep us in y'all's thoughts and prayers and stuff like that. I also want to send a shout out and thoughts to Sharika. She's actually at an event tonight. That girl keep moving. So I want to just shout out to her that she gets some rest and she does keep moving, because that's what she wants to do. And that's what makes her feel great. So, but I still want to keep her in our thoughts and prayers that, she gets the rest she needs and takes care of herself. So I did want to, those people just have been on my mind, and I just wanted to make sure that I say something about them today. So, yeah. Ooh, Lord, y'all, you know what? Pray for me at work. Pray for me that I can go. I thought about something today. I read something today on TikTok, and I'm going to try this week. Because, boy, you check in. I'm going to go to work tomorrow because, one, I have a job that's pretty easy. I actually have a job that I really like. I don't like the micromanagement of it all. However, I like my job. I like the people. So whatever this man was talking about on TikTok, he was saying, sometimes you have to just go in with a different mindset. You don't actually have to talk to these people. You can say, hey, how you doing? And get into what you got to get in. Forget about the mic. Just do what the people say, and quit getting so into your mind about the things that you don't like. Just do it or don't do it. Because there's some things they say you do, you don't like. I'm not going to micromanage my staff. Just, it ain't happening. So things that you can't do nothing about, why are you worried about it? Why are you stressing? You're making that one little thing make you not like your job. And you do, right. Yes, they took some money from you, but you actually still make good money. And so I had, and Kayla actually said that, Mama, you still make really good money. And then I was like, it's two guys that have a whole family, and they're with 3, 4, 5 children, and they are doing great with that income. So I'm having to rethink that. And so I'm going to have to go into work with a different mindset. I guess it's like that reinvention kind of thing. Kind of what you do. You go into work. When they made the new rules, you was like, I follow when I need to. And you just get it done. So I'm going to do that.
That's it. That is it. Look, I'm gonna wind you down because
I'm ready to go too.
Because I'm feeling look, I'm feeling like I need to go in here and take some of this wonderful medication. Because ooh-wee.
No, I hear you, but I bet it's allergies, because at nighttime when it gets worse.
Yes.
When you have allergies. Yes. You got you some Zyrtec?
I got a whole bunch of Zerk or something. I'm finna
You gotta
Zerk
get
it up.
you got to get the nasal and the Zyrtec, and you'll be.
That's
good.
why I was going. I forgot to get my nasal stuff because I was gonna get me one of them. What you call them? The Vic sticks. I love them.
No, that's too old school. They don't work no more.
Shoot,
you need the allergy kind, the Flonase.
You can't tell me a Vic stick don't work. Okay,
you
I'm gonna tell you
Flonase. You need Flonase with the good stuff, the good new stuff.
I don't need nothing new. Why? See, there you go. Talking about something new. I ain't trying to reinvent no Vic stick. I was going to the store today to get me a Vic stick.
Anything about Papa used to use them damn Vic sticks. I didn't know they made them anymore.
What they make them? They
still make them.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh my God, that's so old school.
Yeah, you gotta get the right. I'll get me a big stick and boy, look at here.
Well, I'm gonna buy you. Next time I see you, I'm gonna give you one. I gave one to my friend Dale. I'm gonna give one to you. You need some Flonase.
A big stick will make it flow. It'll make it flow.
Go ahead and wind us out, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and close out so Country Boy can close us out. I did shout out to those people, but y'all, thank y'all so much.
What do you mean? What is a big stick, girl? You don't know what a big stick is? I know you playing. If you don't know what a big stick is, if you don't know what a big stick is, you must have been born in the 80s.
My papa is the last person, and my papa been dead for 30 years, and he the last person I saw with a big stick. And you're gonna have to send me a picture when you get one. I don't believe that they have them in the store anymore. I just don't
they
believe
got them. I went look, and I used to have one around just for that. This white. I had peeled it. Shoot, good. Yeah. Nothing like
anyway, we gonna wind it down. I want to remind everybody that the Party on the Sea cruise is coming up November 6th through 10th. Miss Trina has to sell some more cabins. Okay,
yes.
We need some of y'all. I posted them videos on purpose, Country Boy, to show people giving their testimonies about I'm gonna keep coming every year. That I ain't heard from. I post all of them because I got it on tape that y'all sent that every year. This is gonna be the place to be. But anyway, I've taken those prices all the way down through yesterday. And if you watch the show, you'll hear this. That if y'all call me this week, I might have that deal for you still. But I need you to get your $150 in. I need you to get $300 in a piece. But come on, y'all, this is gonna be a great cruise. It's gonna be lots of fun. But we have definitely got to get some more cabins sold so that we can make it a success. And we have several musicians that are expecting this opportunity. And so we definitely want to be there to support them. Don't let money be an issue. We still have payment plans. We still have paying for. Carnival also has a financing thing. The last thing I want to say about this cruise is I've been hearing a lot about it's not stop rap music. That is a lie. A myth, a lie, an untruth. They have stopped the clacking fans, and they stopped those because they feel they're not safe. There was a big viral video of like people clacking the fans, and I guess the powers that be looked at that, and I mean, it could be dangerous. I mean, it could be because of the crazy ass people that be on that shit. You just had 20 people fighting a few months ago, so they could see how clacking fans, you hit somebody and they become a big brawl. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to a training this coming up weekend, so I'll be able to get the upfront, the real details about what's going on with the know this and the know this and the know that. But they are just trying to, I guess, kind of upscale, trying to they have more competition now. They have lots of other competition. So they're trying to, I guess the word would be upgrade a little bit, just trying to straighten some things out, make it a little better. Because we all know as Javin said, they've had a lot of bad press. And then now that movie is on Netflix, the documentary is on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. But yeah, so y'all please don't make that a reason why you don't go. I am for 2026 planning to do a different cruise line, maybe, sort of. It'll still be made by Carnival, but it's called Virgin Cruises. We're thinking about trying that one next year, but we got to get this one done. And so we need some of y'all to get on this ship. And if you reach out to me, you call me or have my mama's number out there, call one of us, and we'll have a deal with you, and we can make sure that we get you to where you can have a good payment plan, a good flexible plan to where you can get paid. The last day, like the last day, Carnival don't believe in giving no extensions after that last day. It is August the 23rd, and that's it. Full payment has to be paid by then. And so I'm saying that to say you need to get on board and do this pay in full, or do the payment plan, or just pay in full. My friend, I saw a friend of mine at the Essence Festival, Medrick. He said he's just gonna pay his all in full. So come on, y'all. It's gonna be a good time. All right, country boy, go ahead and take it home.
Yeah, I'm taking it home. I'm gonna just say this about Carnival Cruise. You know, I don't know if y'all trying to go on there and do all the fighting and y'all worried about all that stuff. I mean, you don't like being. Here's the little thing. All that stuff that's been going on and they talking about y'all don't like it in no way. Okay? It's called grown and sexy. Ain't nobody trying to be out there doing all the stuff that all the negativity that y'all saw on them cruises was real. There was folks you don't even like. Them was our kinfolk we don't even like being around on land. Okay? I'm just telling you. Them was our kinfolk that we don't even go to when they have a house party, when they have something, we don't even go to that. So y'all should be like, man, by time, because now I can go on a cruise. So now you can actually go, because your kinfolk to be acting like that, our kinfolk, they ain't going because they can't.
And they got to do something to make it better with our kinfolks out here acting a fool.
So it ain't like it was made up. Y'all know them folks.
Yes, because we all shared the video.
Y'all know that was Ray now. You already know that was Ray now.
But just know that in this, with us going on this, it's some private events the way you don't even have to look at your kin folks that you don't want to see. You can hide from them because they're not gonna pay the price to come into the private event anyway. So you don't have to worry about them.
Anyway, that was Ray now. Go acting like you don't know who that was. Yeah, y'all know. You know. Anyway, so y'all come on, join the cruise. I would like to send a shout out, old country boy. I have a show coming up Wednesday. I'll be back at Red's. I have a guest that's coming on Wednesday. On Friday, catch your boy. I'm gonna be dressed to the T because I'm going to a sneaker masquerade ball. Okay. I have already put my mask on order. I'm waiting for it to get in. If it get in here, I'm gonna come on scene. It's one of them, what you call them, Phantom of the Operacas. I'm gonna have a Phantom of the Opera mask on with my cowboy hat. So I'm telling y'all.
Oh, that's gonna be cute. I love it.
Yes.
Plenty of pictures.
I'm gonna take plenty of pictures. It is an honor. Myself along with some wonderful people. My sister Denise is also being honored on Friday at the ball.
They got a really nice picture of her on that flyer too. That's a very nice picture.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm, very nice picture.
See, they ain't getting no nice picture of me. I think they be going to pull some stuff from way back. Here go one.
Well, you know what she probably did? She probably sent them without them asking. So that's what you got to start doing, is sending them the picture you want them to use.
Y'all start pulling some pictures recently, okay? But anyway, once more again, I want to say thank you to each and every one. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Y'all come join us on the cruise. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Second year in a row, going out international waters. The boat gonna be rocking again, baby. It was rocking last year. It's gonna be rocking again this year. So come on, Party on the Sea 2025 is going to be live and in effect. Get your tickets. Man, prices are really, really good. Prices are really, really good. So it's going to be really, really good. So come on, get your tickets, join in, pay your money. Come on. You ain't got nothing else to do other than look at me.
And it's a weekend. It's a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, it's a 4-day weekend. 4-day weekend. So yeah.
And Virgo season is coming, everybody. Just throw that out there.
I don't even know what that means, but anyway. I don't know what that means, but okay, whatever she just said. But anyway, thank y'all once more again, Miss Julie. Thank you so very much for always support. Tanisha, it's good to see you on here. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, TikTok. My family, love y'all. And That's about all I'm gonna say. Other than that, just the three words. Just the three words that I always say. Is God gave us three things: vision, purpose, and instructions. Vision, purpose, and instructions. Everybody's not going to see your vision. Everybody is not going to agree with your purpose. It's okay. That's okay.
And they can't see what you see.
They can't see what you see, even with their glasses on. Don't you start walking in your purpose just because people don't like it and people don't agree with it. Don't you stop following the vision that God has given you just because people are not supporting you. You keep on going. See, let me tell you something. Your supporters, your biggest supporters have yet to come. Your biggest supporters have yet to come. If Michael Jordan had been waiting on only people from North Carolina to buy his tennis shoes, he wouldn't have sold a lot, okay? Just saying, okay? If he was just waiting on people in North Carolina just to buy his shoes. Your vision is much bigger. Your vision is much bigger. So keep going, keep pressing on, keep pressing forth. Don't you stop, don't you quit, don't you give up, and don't you give in. And lastly but not leastly, I just want to say, on behalf of myself, your favorite country boy, the Louisiana country boy, and your favorite diva, the little diva, I say this, is that know this beyond the shadow of a doubt, and I'm cutting it short because I don't feel very well. Know this, I'm going to get me a big stick. Know this beyond the shadow of a doubt. Here it is, 9:42. Houston time! I say this with my chest stuck out. Hey, you didn't even say if you like my shirt. See that?
What? Let me see what you. Let me open up the thing.
This 3 weeks in a row I done had something on. Okay.
I do like that. That's kind of cute. That's kind of different from what you normally wear. Can I show you my shirt? This is the first time I actually wore it. It says I don't.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's.
I don't need a good lawyer. I raised one.
Yes. Okay. Did you have that one on at the?
No, I didn't. I had a different one on because I couldn't wear at that time. I couldn't wear this because she wasn't actually a lawyer until she passed the bar. I didn't know that at first. So when Tony made it, I didn't know that. But when so we wore that day. My daughter is a whatever. Oh, jurisprudence, whatever that thing called, juris doctorate, whatever. She's a JD. Okay. And then once she passed the bar, I could start wearing this. I think I wore it once.
Okay.
But I think I tell Tony she gotta do this one over because something happening. Anyway, yeah, so this was made by a Creative Mood Designs.
So, last but not least, here it is at 9:43 p.m. And I say these words, and I mean it from my heart, my chest stuck out. When I say this on behalf of myself and my family, is that we love you. We love you. We love you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing, absolutely, positively nothing that you
can do about it.
Look at here. Go get them cruise tickets. And look, if y'all look behind me over here on TikTok, go get them shoes. See them shoes over there? It just says one thing. Hey, you know what?
Are those the shoes you wearing to the ball?
No, those not shoes I'm wearing to the ball. Oh. This is what you should put on your cruise. Hold on. I'm going to get up. Oh, Lord. Crack. Look. This is what you should have when you get ready to sell your cruise.
Uh-huh.
That's what it should say.
Life is short. By the cruise, by the damn cruise.
Yep.
I've seen that actually somewhere on a shirt. Something like that.
Life is short. By the damn cruise.
Come on the party on the sea cruise, damn it. Oh Lord.
See, now you gotta do
we gotta figure out, y'all, anybody out there watching and paying attention? Let me know if you have any ideas.
I know. You should get Jasmine to make a video with you. And it should be like, you see the new video that they got? It's like, hey, you get on and you say, hey, my mom is selling something and I need for y'all to listen up and buy.
Love it. I gotta try to get her to do it. I'm always asking her, she always tell me, you should do this by yourself because you're the one selling the product. I know, but that's how I end up having. I have not. I gotta find it so I can send it to her and say, "Hey, this is what I need."
Yep. Hey, my mom is selling this product.
I wish Courtney could talk. I get him to do it. They would do it for that. I wish him and Dance could talk so they could say, "This is my TT. Buy it from her." They'll be able to soon. Just have to say this before we get off. Hold on, real quick. I saw Dez on video last night. He was crying. He saw my face. Y'all see our baby just turned their face to crown and start crying. That's what he did.
Oh,
like, why are you on here? I just woke up. I don't want to see people right now. He just moved the phone. It's like, girl, I just woke up. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, good night. See y'all later.
All right.
I end the stream.